Hi everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison and today we'll be looking at the markets, looking at what's happening in the markets, looking at a couple of news headlines as well, looking at charts and see what's going to happen with the altcoin market as well, and try and figure out if the bulls or the bears are going to win by the end of the year, who's going to be up by the end of the year. So we'll be looking at Bitcoin again, and we'll be chatting to you. Anything you want to know, anything you want to ask, or any charts you want me to look at, let me know in the comments as well. And if you're watching just now, let me know in the comments where you are in the world as well. Always good to see where you're from just now. Just make sure we're live and up and running okay, and then we'll get started. Okay, right, we are live, which is good. We've got a couple of people in, so we'll just dive over to the chat area just now. We have hello is in the house. CanyaCoin now trading on Binance X. Excellent, thanks for letting me know. T-Mac is in the house. I'm buying BTC all the way down. I remember wishing BTC was 7k when it's 14k. I wish more people thought about that or thought like that, T-Mac. Mike D is in the house. Welcome to one of our brown admins. Good to see you here, mate. Chris Camus is in the house on his crypto journey. Stuart, who has his own channel as well. I'm enjoying the kind of channel just now. And if you want to kind of check out his channel as well, you can do it on his crypto journey. Just click on the link. Click on his name over there and you'll be able to get to on his crypto journey as well. Mark Innes is in the house. Good to see you, mate, and glad to hear you're safe, and I hope the winds kind of stay that way for you as well. Crypto Knowledge Lines, one of our very own admins as well, who's kind of moved up in the world as well. I am very own Jimbo, and he's got his channel, he's got his videos on Altcoin Buzz as well and doing brilliantly there. Really proud of you, mate. If you want to check him out, go over to Altcoin Buzz as well. He does a lot of TA work over there. And he's got his own group, so doing really well. Brilliant to see. And who else is in? Mike, thoughts on Matic now? I'll take a look at the Matic chart as well. Crypto Dread is in the house. Mitch Dieter is in the house as well. Welcome to you. Okay, we will look at the marketplace, see what's going on overall. Just get an overall picture. Okay, overall market capitalization 198 billion. Got a Bitcoin dominance of 66.6%. Just now, Bitcoin price 7,283, so it's going down, and it's actually lower than that, so we'll check that out as well. Who's the winners and losers? We have Mindall is up again, 41%, and DigixDAO is up 14.65%. Engine Coin going back up again after the drop yesterday, up 11%. Enigma, Bitcoin, FetchAI, Silverway coming back up as well. So the alts are starting to come back up. The thing with Matic yesterday, obviously that was a big thing with the alts, and it kind of just killed the whole alts market as well, but they're starting to come back up again, and we'll look at them. Who's the losers? We've got Educare down 10%, Energy, FTX token, Horizon, Matic still going down, V Systems, IOST and Theta going down as well, but not by that much, to be honest. Winners and losers. Just refresh this actually and see if there's anybody. Yeah, Mekon Cash, never heard of it. Mekon Cash up 196%, so like over the last hour, doing okay over the last hour, 7 days. So Mekon Cash up 196% on 684,000 volume. Haven't heard of that, but the volume is good, so I'm going to check that. Vectorspace AI 121% up on 147,000 volume. ROM token up 99% on 1.4 million. I'm going to have to check out that as well. There's loads of them we haven't heard of. Xtalk we've heard of, up 69% on 101,000 volume. Tail and Mindall we've just seen. Ad token doing well as well. And just see if there's any others. And we'll just check out these ones. Mekon Cash. So it recently came to market October the 25th. Who's appearing? It's on Bitum Global. 500,000 the volume. Vindax, never heard of Vindax. What's it do? Is intended for use as a payment method and reward currency in mobile applications, games and emoji services in the blockchain ecosystem. Can be transferred through the Mekon Cash wallet. Is intended for use as a currency for commerce. It's up 275% since it came, since its ICO or IEO, whatever it was that came out in. And we've not got a circulating supply there, unfortunately. ROM token started to go up, came out as very bitty, the price, so it doesn't look too good. Up 248%. Coinbit it's on 1.4 million volume. Don't know if I trust that, but I need to check more into it, but never heard of that. So that's the ones that's in. We're just going to have a look over the 7 days. He's done well over the 7 days. 999 up 439%. Mekong Cash Teller is up 212%. CHX is doing well as well, 171% over the last 7 days, which is good. The Midas Touch, good volume. Veet is up 100% as well. So there's still lots of money to be made out there if you know where to look. Fear and Greed Index, we're down to extreme fear again at the 20 level. So it was at 21 last week, it's now down to 20, so we're going down the way. But we'll take a look at the chart later on for Bitcoin. We'll look at the sentiment. Just now we didn't look at Crypto Bubbles. Where's Crypto Bubbles? Oh, we need to have a look at Crypto Bubbles. Right, so this is over the last day in USD. So predominantly red over the last 24 hours. DGD obviously up as well when Bitcoin goes down. DigX goes up. We'll look at the Satoshi value. You can see it's in green, so that tells you the dollar value of Bitcoin is going down. When you see it's predominantly in the red when it's USD. So look over the last hour, see if anything's changing. USD is changing, it's going predominantly green, so it might be a little turnaround. Matic starting to go up. Engine Coin, Enigma, XVG going up as well. Energy and Monocoin as well. Look at it at Satoshi value. That's just about the same. So that tells you the alts are coming back a wee bit. Okay, sentiment. Sentiment around Bitcoin is going down to 40 at the moment. Litecoin 48, Binance Coin down to 36. And just now that's down to $14.87, but I'd like to see the Satoshi value there. XRP is up to 60. And we'll look at the coins and see what's high in sentiment as well as relative trading volume as well. Ethereum, we've seen that up yesterday and that's starting to move up. Good volume, and that's still a hidden gem kind of market capish. 10, I haven't looked at that for, oh, that's tokenomics. 84, so not see that. Polymath, we can see that's gone up already. 249% relative trading volume and good daily sentiment as well. GoChain, we've seen that up as well, and that's reflected in price, 24% up. What else is doing well? HoloChain, that's actually down, so that might be something to look at. The sentiment is up, relative trading volume is down though, but it's down to 910 Satoshi as well. So that might be one to look at. And that's it, there's not really Dropel. It's only just starting to move. That may be one to look at as well with the high sentiment and higher trading volume as well. So it'd be good to check these out. Jump back to chat area. We have Chris Camus, BTC closed the daily out of my descending triangle. Not looking good for now, yeah. Omar Chima is in the house. What's your BT price prediction for December 2020? If you had to say a figure, I think I've said in 9,200. Ascending triangle, sorry, Chris Camus. So we'll look at that as well. We'll look at Binance, what's going on at Binance. And Go is up. Just now 25%, we've got CND up 20%, DGD up 15%. Engine Coin starting to move back up again. And that did take a big hit yesterday, but it's on the 4 hourly. Just look on the daily. It took a big hit yesterday from 1124 down to under 1,000, but back up to 1159. So quality will always rise to the top. And where is Matic just now? 260 is starting to move back up again as well. So difficult to call the bottom. I think I said around about 270 yesterday. If I had the money, I'd probably buy there. And I'd probably still be holding it just now because it's. I think it should come back up with Matic. If you believe in Matic and you've looked at the fundamentals, nothing really much has changed apart from the kind of fudge yesterday fundamentally. So why wouldn't you buy it? at that price when it went up to 550. How is Peril doing? I'm still in Peril just now, 326. That's that just now, it's starting to move back up a wee bit. After the fall as well. So expect that, just going to have to hold it longer term unfortunately. So it's not going to be a quick trade. And we'll look at KuCoin as well. KuCoin CHR, 9.58%. Volume is only 1.19, so it's nothing to write home about. What else is doing well? Kick is up 100%. That's just trading between 1 and 2 Satoshi. I would imagine that's why it's kind of up 100%. Go, we can see CPC is up. What's the volume there? And not much volume at all. Engine Coin, we can see nothing much happening there. Bax, how is Bax doing? It's come down 386. So when I say 386, that's not actually Satoshi, that's 3 Satoshi, 3.8 Satoshi basically, that's what it is. And 3.9 Satoshi as well. So it's come down, it was at, I think it was 600, around about the 600 level. Scale properties, need to go 10. No, it's not going to do that. I'm just going to have to keep it at that. So 3.86 Satoshi just now. Okay, let's look at the Bitcoin chart just now. So I've showed you this before. We've got this kind of descending channel just now. And hypothetically, it could go down to about 6,200 and still be within this channel. And that would be a good buy at 6,200 if it fell to that level. So by the end of the year, could potentially go down to about 6,000 and still be within that channel. I still wouldn't be too concerned if it did fall to 6,000. Below that, then I would be concerned. With a potential to go up to 8,000, going through the next couple of days, probably about 9,000. But what we have here is the long-term kind of trend line, or long-term support line, I'm going to say. And we're going to go to the weekly to look at that. So we can see I'm kicking off the kind of support here. This is the first touch point back in March 2013. Second touch point 15, and it kind of goes all the way up. 15, 16, got other touch points in 18, 19 as well. 2019, we're talking about 2018. Just, yeah, at the end of 2018. So again, we're hitting that touch point again. We're coming to this, another touch point. If it falls down to 6761, then we're still within this line here on the weekly. Obviously on the daily as well. But I wouldn't be too concerned. If it fell below this line, then I'd be concerned. However, having said that, if it comes outside this channel, then we're going to have to go below this line. So really, this line here, this support line that's held for the last kind of 6 years, would take precedence over this kind of channel, this downward channel just now. So I would say if it fell below this line, I would kind of take a look at that. If it falls below that line of 6,800, and then next couple of days, I'm just going to see the last week, 7,000. So we need to be at around about 7,000 by the end of the year, 7,000 or above for this to stay bullish and to stay within this structure as well. So look at it on the daily, we've got micro level. Push that up. So yeah, 6,700. So we want to stay above this line. And do I think it can go up? Yes, because anything can happen in crypto. Totally anything. We've seen that over the last couple of days. It's just kind of crazy. Still Wild West stuff just now. But remember when the last time we kind of hit this line, was back in February 2019. It's taken a while to get up to the 14,000 level and come back down again. Same here as well. We had a couple of touch points here. If we look at what's happened here, we came down to about $137, went back up to 289, came back down to 224, but still stayed within structure and kind of pushed on back up 100%, came down, long ride up to 20,000. So for me, that's why I'm kind of thinking just now that's what's going to happen over the next couple of years. It's a long ride up, but this is the interesting part, and I've said this a couple of times now. This is the interesting part for me. We'll scale this right down. This is on the monthly. So if we think, let's move that back. So I've got enough room. If we kind of look at it and say, okay, what could happen here? I'll get this out of there. Right. I'll just move this here. So this is where we are just now. And we say, okay, what could happen is, kind of go up. We stay on that line, kind of ups and downs on that line. Still moving. There's that. It's still moving. This is 2023 we're at just now. That didn't work, did it? So, and we could move up to kind of this level. Is it not working this? This level here. A couple of years. So as long as it stays within here, even if we're at the very bottom of the support line, we're still talking, by the beginning of 2023, we're still talking about 77,000. If we're at the very bottom, if we stay within the structure, and if we look at the top kind of level as well, you could go up to 700,000. Do I think that's going to happen? I honestly don't know. If I kind of looked at it in 2013 and said, is it going to go up to 20,000? You'd say 100% it's not going to get to 20,000. But so you just don't know what is going to happen here. So even if it just stays on this line and just stays within structure and stays on the support line, even if you get to 2025, 2026, you're still talking $750,000 for Bitcoin to stay on that level, just at the very bottom of that level, with some peaks and troughs there as well. So I'm not concerned about the BT price at all. If Bitcoin goes, as I keep saying, if Bitcoin goes, then the whole market is going to fall anyway. So that's when I'll get out of crypto. If Bitcoin was to go, if they were to totally ban it and we couldn't use it anymore, I don't see how they can do that. Don't think it is going to happen. But if it was somehow to go completely away, then the whole crypto market falls. So I'm still extremely bullish for Bitcoin, and even at these prices, I'm still extremely bullish, and I think it's going to go up for the end of the year, but we'll see what happens. And Chris Camus, ascending triangle, sorry. Okay, so you're talking about auto, this is the monthly. Get out of this again. So I'm taking, you've got the ascending triangle. See here, I don't know what your ascending triangle is. So it just depends on how you've drawn that. To be honest, Chris Camus. Paul Doughty is in, welcome to you. Marcus Shafari is in, good morning to you as well. Gordy Boy is in the house, good morning to you. And who else is in? Chris Cash is in. Sokchia Engov is in the house as well. Okay, a couple of news stories we'll look at before we go on to kind of some of the charts as well. Binance.us considering listing TRON, Name, Tezos and Ontology as just a kind of listing for Binance US. And I would imagine over the next year or so, over 2020, you're going to have a lot more in Binance.us as well as they kind of start adding. More interesting, Cole said that Binance US is using its digital asset risk assessment framework to evaluate 18 other cryptocurrencies. Got Seller, DCR, Engine, we've got loads of them there as well, to decide which one of these should be added. So we'll see what happens there. But 2020, you're going to get Binance.us just like Binance.com. Basically, I think that's what's going to happen. Bitcoin, we've seen this yesterday, we've seen this kind of loads of time. Bitcoin price predicted to skyrocket to $100,000 in 2020, but what makes it interesting, this is by Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht as well. And you know I'm a kind of follower of what Ross Ulbricht does. So the Bitcoin price could hit 100,000 as soon as 2020 based on Elliott Wave theory, according to Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht. So if you happen to be tired of traders on Twitter, here's your take on the Bitcoin price by none other than the founder of the new defunct drug marketplace, Silk Road. Recently predicted that the price of Bitcoin could shoot up to $100,000 level in 2020 based on Elliott Wave theory. Now, I don't know too much about Elliott Wave theory. Thus, we have a price and target for the end of Wave 1 of $100,000 sometime in or near 2020. However, he warns crypto enthusiasts that market moves are not always proportional, and his numbers, which are based on Bitcoin's past price action, are by no means precise. And the charts we'll be looking at show the price of a Bitcoin in US dollars over time, so it'll be worth checking that out as well. I'm just going to see the medium. There it is. I had that before, I don't know why it's disappeared. And this is a Medium article that came from December the 3rd. After my arrest on October the 1st, 2013, the price of Bitcoin shot up to over $1,000 from just over 100. And he's kind of gone on to say why it's going to reach kind of $100,000 using Elliott Wave theory. As I said, I've never clapped that. I thought I had done it already. I'll just give it 50 claps for that. I like kind of what Ross Ulbricht and just kind of what it stands for as well, just the whole ethos of it as well. I know what people don't agree with me, but it doesn't really matter. Ethereum Ice Age may be imminent if miners withdraw from the network. So basically in this article, I'm going to post the articles below for you. Just say the Ethereum block difficulty began to grow back in November 2016. Since then, developers have been constantly forced to carry out hard forks to keep the network up until the transition to a proof-of-stake algorithm takes place. In the lead up to the Instabull upgrade implemented on December the 8th, the Ethereum team decided again to postpone the explosion of a so-called difficulty bomb, which some believe may lead to the onset of an ice age. How can this happen? What would be the consequences if the Ethereum network froze? So I'll kind of post this article for you again, but it's interesting. I'm still very bullish on Ethereum overall, so I wouldn't be too bothered if they kind of price bombed for Ethereum, because I would just get more of it. I'm extremely bullish on Ethereum for the long term. So I kind of read this and I thought, ooh, that could be good if the price does go down. But it's not good for if the network kind of freezes as well. So I'll take a look at that. Santander bond on Ethereum accrues its first quarterly interest. And this is from Whale Alert. A Santander bond that was settled on Ethereum has accrued the first $99,000 quarterly interest. The series of transactions that are part of this, and he goes on to kind of look at Etherscan as well. So what's this for? This is for a bond of $20 million on the Ethereum blockchain, and it's got its quarterly interest of $99,000. So you've got 20 million accruing probably around about $400,000 per year just for holding it on the kind of Ethereum blockchain. Obviously, it's going to grow in size as well with compound interest as well. The interest was distributed through a series of transactions documented in the tweet above, so he's got that there. Many are pointing this as evidence that banks prefer Ethereum to Bitcoin. Ethereum's latest focus has been on decentralized finance, a hot topic in the cryptocurrency space. The goal is to move as many traditional assets onto decentralized platforms as possible, with the hopes of it reaching critical mass. Now, I keep talking about Ethereum and going to be a bit huge for the DeFi space. A lot of people say, well, they could just go on to another kind of blockchain for this, and they could. They could actually go onto another network for this. They don't have to use Ethereum for it as well. However, Ethereum is trusted. has been a kind of first mover, is trusted. Everybody knows about Ethereum. Everybody is almost like kind of Bitcoin. If you know about Bitcoin, you probably heard of Ethereum as well. Most people. So I would say this is why this Ethereum is going to grow more than any other kind of network or blockchain. And I think this is why it's going to explode in 2020 as well, 2020 onwards. I think that's where price is going to explode. We might see some downward pressure just now on the Ethereum price, but I still think it's going to explode big time in 2020 or from 2020 onwards because of this DeFi space. And this to me just kind of goes to show the banks are using this. One bank is using it. What's going to happen? You're going to see that kind of trust factor grow and grow and grow from the traditional kind of finance over to kind of blockchain finance or DeFi space as well. So Ethereum is going to grow big time, big time. So look at Ethereum just now. And look at the Satoshi value just now. 2.01 million Satoshi. Close to its all-time low at one point, which was 1.61 million. No, it's all-time low, but low of the last kind of 2-3 years, basically. I'm just going to see. I'm going to Bitfinex. So here we have kind of low on 1st of January 2017 of 733,000 Satoshi. We're up to 2.01 million. So it's not its all-time low, but it is kind of low of the past 2.5 years or so. So I still think these are good prices to accumulate at. Even if it goes lower, I would still be accumulating. And as I said, I'm looking at this for my kind of pension portfolio as well, which has not gone through yet. It's been bloody 3 weeks now. I need to phone up Hargreaves Lansdowne. So yeah, I think Ethereum is going to grow big time, although short term, I think we could be in for a drop for Ethereum as well. This is something I've never really looked at as well, the Hex token. I'm generally not interested. A lot of people keep asking about it. I'm not really interested. I just don't trust him. Not that I don't trust him. For Richard Hart, it's not that I don't trust him, but I just don't trust it, the kind of everything about it. I may kind of regret not getting in, but I don't really care if I miss out. Even if this goes up 1,000,000%, I'm not really bothered. I just say, well, good luck to you. I just think it's all going to fall down, but I just don't know enough about it to even say that, to be honest. But the Hex token sale may be an unregistered securities offering, but it's no Ponzi. Richard Hart's Hex is about as far from a certificate of deposit as you can get. Principally paid in Ether as exchange for Hex, which has little of any current value, and its appreciation value may depend in substantial measure on the efforts of the project's founders. I'm just not into it at all, and I've not really paid a great deal of attention to it, so I shouldn't really say put it down. I'm not putting it down at all because I've not looked into it and I can't say what it's like. I'm just I've no inclination to look at it, but people keep on asking me about it and I've just no interest in it at all, to be honest. But it's still going to make headlines, I'm sure, in the future. Nike patents a system for tokenizing shoes on Ethereum's blockchain. I thought this was interesting as well. Shoes on the blockchain, the token would be unlocked with the purchase of a corresponding physical shoe by linking a 10-digit shoe identification code with the owner identification code. And the system apparently aims to provide a way to ensure the authenticity of goods as described in the patent. So it's got a description of there in the patent. Interestingly, Nike also suggests that token creation may be linked to shoe sales, which would also allow for the verification of the scarcity of the shoes in circulation. And the patent reads blah blah blah, and I'll post this article for you as well. I thought this was an interesting use of the blockchain as well by Nike, so be interesting to see kind of what happens there and who follows them as well. This is from Being Crypto. Bitcoin could moon if Fed initiates quantitative easing by month's end. This is just another kind of look at, basically it's just saying because of what the Fed is doing, we need the likes of Bitcoin. And a lot of people think, and because of what the Fed are doing, they're kind of basically buggering everything up just now and kind of put more money into the system, and it's just a whole mess. just now, and it's going to get worse in 2020, 2021. Across not just America, but Europe as well. It's just an absolute nightmare, the economy just now. And because of that, they think all the money is going to flow into Bitcoin. I'm not convinced of that myself, but I think a lot of people are going to look at it as a way to resolve this, but it's not going to be for a couple of years, I wouldn't imagine. And that's it for the news. Hope the fires are staying away, Mark. Steve does great videos. Thanks very much, buddy. Got the boy, I've said already. Omar, ridiculous, he's in jail still. I believe that as well. A lot of people disagree with me. I had this kind of chat in the kind of group a couple of days ago, or last week. If he did that in the UK, he's going to a community order at short-term sentence. America crazy with sentences. 2 years. 2 years life sentences. Absolutely ridiculous. Should he have gone to jail? I'm still not convinced that he should have actually gone to jail. He's got a website that other people are selling on. I know there's a lot of kind of heated debate about this. I don't believe he should be in jail, and I believe he should be freed. I don't believe he should have got that sentence. It's just ridiculous, especially what's happening with kind of what happened around about the banking industry in 2008 and everything, and that's buggered up the whole economy basically around the world. And Ross Ulbricht has kind of got a website that other people sold drugs on and other stuff on as well. I don't think it's just not fair at all, and it just shows you kind of what the legal system for what it is. Omar, Steve, Boris or Sturgeon or Corbyn? Nicola Sturgeon all the way. Nicola Sturgeon all the way. I'm looking for independence. I'm wanting to have an independent Scotland, and I'm looking for independence so we can govern, we can fuck up our own country rather than another country doing it for us. So basically that's why I'm voting for SNP, have done for a while now. And I like Nicola Sturgeon. I do like Nicola Sturgeon as well. Definitely not Boris. He's an idiot. Corbyn, just don't trust him at all. I don't trust any of them, to be honest, but Sturgeon, Nicola Sturgeon, I do trust actually. But obviously that's biased. So it's definitely Sturgeon all the way from me, I'll just be honest. Gary Permenta, engine going well today, Steve. Great tip. Excellent. Just have a wee look at engine actually. Excellent. Excellent. So this is the monthly. Monthly is looking good actually. So next level we're looking for engine coin, if we're looking at it on the monthly, we're probably looking, it's surpassed that. Would I say that was, yeah, you could probably say that, bring that down here to about 1400, 2000, yeah. It's going to do extremely well for 2020, and it's started to do it already. I think I mentioned it, 767 or in the premium group. That's when I kind of gave it a shout and said, okay, this is going to do well from here on in, and it's done brilliantly since. It's almost went up 100%. So this is going to keep on climbing, and it's going to be a long-term hold, and I think it's going to be a brilliant one. But we'll just look at this. So 66 million market cap, even if there's 10x's, it's still under $1 billion. It's still good, just for how big it could be as well. But check out other ones as well. There's other kind of gaming coins as well. This token as well, 1.9 million. I'd check out that as well, see what they're doing. And there's a few others. Gaming is going to be huge in 2020 as well, I believe. DeFi space is going to be huge as well, so keep an eye on those projects as well. But gaming is going to be huge, so what I would do, I'd probably do it better doing a video, gathering up all the kind of gaming projects and start looking at them as well. Ms. Kidmore, would that help find the owners of the shoe on top of the bust? No, probably wouldn't. Well, probably would if it's got a wee code, aye. And Chris Cash, hi Steve, last time asked about Mana. I think it's really breaking out at the moment and towards going live. And beta testing, seems there is more interest lately. Keep an eye on it. Excellent, I will keep an eye on that. And I did, I'm sure I did for the long term. I'm just going to see it in the premium announcements. Yeah, I did. So this was back in the 14th of October. This was a 100x call. So I'll do this in the kind of premium group. This is for a long-term call that could possibly 100x. For short and long-term decentralized, I kind of go on to kind of tell them about it. And that was the current price of 386. So where is it just now? So called at 386 BTC. 383, so it's not changed at all, but I still think it could be huge. And it looks as if it is breaking out. So look at the daily for that. Yeah, it's broken out. It's crossed over on the daily there at 339. And so we're going to go base levels again. So always put your base levels in when you're starting. So I'm going to say there is a base level. And this is the closing prices. So you can see a double bottom there. And kind of bounced up from that double bottom. So that would have been a brilliant time to get in, around about the 297 level. And okay, so what's the next levels? We'll bring this down. And next obvious levels here, we'll do the closing price. Probably. No, I'm going to say here. So you're talking about 416. So that's the next level. It has to break through 416 until it gets to the next kind of resistance area, which is probably, we'll go bigger. I know there's kind of ones in between, but we'll go bigger. Let's say 531. I'll make that orange. Smaller. So these are the next resistance levels for mana, and I think it could go, you're probably talking next resistance level 600. So I still think you've got a good 100% in this, and probably much more for the future as well. But I've said this could possibly 100x, and with mana we have 29 million just now, 10x, 290 million, 2.9 billion. It could actually get up to that. I can see again to this if this kind of really takes off. It's a kind of unique, kind of project, and it could, if it takes off, it could take off big time, and a lot of people could be clamoring to kind of get virtual real estate on this kind of platform as well. It could be huge. It really could be huge. So yeah, I'm with you on that one, I would say. Chris. Omar, I'm with you on that. Steve, Independence, SNP. Excellent. Are you from Scotland as well? Honest Crypto Journey, my transfer to my HL SIP is also still in the wind. They're still fanning around. That's why you gotta love Scotland for these phrases. Damn, in this modern 21st century, pensions are still operating so slowly. They should move to the blockchain. If this was on the blockchain, it would have been done and dusted within about 10 minutes. It'd be fantastic if it was on the blockchain. Just another area, because I've noticed that as well when I kind of checked out the other pensions I've got. So I've got the pensions on a council website. So it's on a council website. So go on to check it. And I thought if this was on the blockchain, I could have transferred everything over within the space of 10 minutes. But as it's not, this has been 4 weeks. I think it's coming up for 4 weeks and it's still not transferred over. So I need to give them a phone here. Mark Innes, SNP over here too. Excellent. Honest Crypto Journey, we need an independent Scotland. I think so. I genuinely do believe if we're going to kind of bugger up our country, we need our own kind of politicians doing it, not the politicians of another country doing it. But that's my kind of, I know we shouldn't really talk politics on here. Chris Camus, Kokoza is a gaming coin that is still under the radar. Kokoza, I don't think I've heard of that. No, that's Kokos. Did you spell that wrong? Did you? Kokos, right. So we were talking about that. So I've obviously heard of that. 12 million market cap. So I've never looked too deeply into this, purely because it was on Binance. Game engine development environment, Kokos chain. Yeah, so I think it's going to have to be a dedicated video because there's loads of good kind of gaming projects like this as well. That thing could be really big. And the good thing about this as well is you don't just need one. It's not just Engine Coin is going to take over and it's going to be the be all and end all. You've got loads of other gaming platforms as well that could do extremely well and still survive in that kind of ecosystem. So I really like the gaming tokens as well as the DeFi kind of space as well. So that's what I'm looking at just now. Were you happy with the score on Sunday? I don't follow the football. Honestly, I don't follow football. I used to watch every single game on TV, the Italian football, Serie A, and all that. I used to watch all that, but when I got married with the kids and that, I just stopped watching football altogether. I just didn't prioritize it, didn't have the time for it. So I've just stopped watching it altogether. Followed Celtic kind of since I was a wee boy, but I don't even know what they do now, if I'm being really honest. So I don't follow football, which is kind of sacrilege in Scotland, but I'm just being honest here. I'm being really honest. We're down with a flu-type bug recently, Steve. I've been out of the game since yesterday. Nightmare. The amount of people that are saying that, Gordy boy, I wish you a speedy recovery, mate. I think it is kind of flowing through. As I said, my son had it the other day as well. Mervyn Skidmore, Matic looks like it's trying, so we'll go with Matic as well. So talking politics. Matic, BTC. Yeah, there we go, 267. 268. Yeah, I think he'll come back up. As I said, if you like Matic, if you fundamentally liked everything that it was doing a couple of days ago, nothing should have changed, so you should still be buying at these prices if you kind of believe in it for the long term as well. Gordyboy, 2 Lem Simpson, half hour Jameson's, Old Indian Q. David Schwartz is in the house. Welcome to you, mate. Good to see you here. Honest Crypto Journey. All Scottish political parties except SNP are really run by Westminster. Exactly. No one has Scotland's interests at heart more than the Scottish people. SNP are the only real Scottish party. 100% agree with that. 100%. Rant over, feeling better. Yes, exactly. I feel exactly the same way. And even people in Scotland I don't understand. I guess I don't understand it because we had this kind of debate when the independence kind of referendum was going on as well. It was very heated, and I was a strong advocate of independence. Still am a strong advocate, and I believe now more than ever people are starting to wake up to that. They were scared before, but I think they would go for it next time when it comes out. Mark McGregor, I leave one union to join another. LOL. I'm not going to say anything because this is not a politics thing. Right. What else were we looking at? Look at some of the charts. It's kind of gets here. That's why you should never talk about politics or religion because everybody's got an opinion, a heated opinion as well. Excuse me. Fetch is coming back up, which is good. Engine is coming back up as we see, 1187, good. And so that's the way it should be as well. Nothing has fundamentally changed from a couple of days ago, so all these shouldn't have fell. It's just a domino effect of Matic, but even Matic is coming back up as well. S&M is coming back up, Ravencoin is up, XVG, so they're all starting to come back up again, which is good to see. Pero, what have we got on Pero? Oh, it's a cup and handle. And it kind of fell on its arse because of what happened to Matic. But I'm still in peril just now. 326. I think it'll bounce back up, and I think we're going to get to the 500 level. But it's just going to take longer than I anticipated, so I'm willing to wait. And this was Enigma. Kind of painted the picture again of a cup and handle kind of formation of it going up to 15,000. So it's 6,000 just now, but it was doing quite well. It did get up to 8,000, so I still think it's going to go up to that level, around about the 16,000 level for Enigma as well. Yeah, then these are the ones I'm kind of interested in now. If you look at these and you're kind of going onto the daily and you're saying, okay, well, this is at an all-time low. So again, always do this when you're looking at charts, always put a base in. So your base is here. So that gives you a kind of reference point. It gives you a starting point to look at. And when I'm talking about a reference point, I'm talking about a point to look at if you're going long and look at your kind of risk to reward ratio. So if I was going here, risk to reward ratio, you're risking 20% just to get down to the baseline. So that's not a good risk if you're looking at the next kind of level up. Next level up is here. So you've got a risk to reward ratio of 1.32. Basically that means you're risking $1 to possibly gain $1.32. Is that a good risk to reward ratio? No. So, but these are the ones we're looking for when it's hit its all-time low. So we'll see if we can find any examples of this very, very quickly. We've got time. We've got Syscoin. You'd have to believe in it fundamentally as well and look at it fundamentally. And that's on a daily. So that's not really its all-time low. So you'd look at the risk to reward ratio again. Risking 35% to get to its all-time low. This is not the only way to do it. Obviously, you've got recent kind of support here as well. You kind of put that up here, 17% would be a support line. Still a bad risk to reward ratio. You'd be going up here. So still not good, 0.56. So we're looking for ones that are kind of close to the very bottom as well. Poly would have been a good one actually. If we look at this. And we go auto. And we see this here. And that is our kind of strong support line. We've got a wick down there, but we can ignore that one. We've got a wick here as well. So we put the stop loss, say a good stop loss, say it's 7%. And your next level up would have been round about the 343 level. So we can see here, this is the ones I'm looking for just now. You're risking 7.31%, possibly gaining 31%. It's already surpassed that. So a risk to reward ratio of 4.37, risk $1, and it could go up to $4.37 in return. And it did get that. So it got to that level. So we're talking about the support level was there, and you can see it's surpassed that already. So if you look at the next support level, not support level, resistance level of 425. So if we put that up there, 425, you're talking about a risk to reward ratio of 8.63. So, but you're doing your risk to reward ratio, when you're looking at that, you're doing it to the first resistance line. So these are the ones we're kind of looking for, and we want this to, it might take a wee bit longer, but we want this, we're almost talking about a surefire kind of winner when we're trading on it. Get rid of this, that was kind of done a while ago. And this was a kind of breaking out when it broke out of this channel, but it did go down. I'll just see if there's any more since we've got time. And so looking for ones that are very close to the bottom. Obviously it's still got to have good fundamentals. Right, EverX. This broke out of the triangle but didn't go anywhere. But it's come to its all-time low again. Look at this. This could be a really good one as well. I'm going to do, you're going to have to account for the wick there as well. So risk to reward ratio on this, if we see, kind of put the fundamentals in. So we've got the baseline here. What's the next obvious kind of line, recent line there for resistance? And I would say it was there. Okay, so this could be a brilliant one for a risk to reward ratio as well. We need to push this up because it is so low. And I'm going to put our, I'm going to say at 10%. Could it drop below that? I'd probably not. I'd probably put it at 7%. And you've got your resistance up there. So you've got a risk to reward ratio of 3.25, risk in $1, possibly gaining $3.25. I think that could be a really good one as well. However, the only thing about this is touch this line multiple times, and it could, next time it touches that, it could break through it and go down even further. That's the only thing, but that's why you've got a stop loss. So you'd have a stop loss of 7% from where it is just now if you're looking to buy EverX. So I would probably call this one as well. And see what it's like on the 4 hourly. So traditionally I wouldn't call it because it's just kind of hovering, but this is an accumulation phase. So I think this could jump up quite big, EverX, so kind of pay attention to that as well. So this is what we're looking for, and that's what I'm doing in the premium group just now, as well, looking for ones like that, as well as other indicators. I've got 4 or 5 indicators I'm looking at now, and they've become much better when I've been calling them, so that's good. Chris Gamu, can you look at nulls please? Nulls, BTC. So we've looked at this one, we've got a baseline here already, but that kind of had formed before, so now looking, it's a weak baseline as well. It's not a strong baseline there, but it's bounced up off the baseline there. That's on the 4 hourly. We'll just look on the daily for nows, and that did break out to 5,131. So I said it could break out to 6,000, but only reached 5,131, but that was for a bounce of 32%. Okay, so again, this is the same kind of scenario here, but did kind of break down below there as well to 2,900. Same scenario, but it's knocked on the door of this a few times now, so the next kind of knocking could kind of bring it down again like we did here. So can we use that as a base? I don't know if we can, because I've got here 338, so it's too risky at the moment. On a daily, it's not a good buy. On a 4 hourly, it's starting to come back up again, but I'd say it's not a buy at the moment. For nows, so it's not looking good at the moment for nows just now on a short-term basis. I don't know fundamentally what it's about, but it's not looking good at the moment. Morning all, any view on Pundy? Haven't looked at Rob Fiddler, that's from. Good to see you, Rob. I haven't looked at Pundy for ages, to be honest, because not that many tokens out, to be honest. Pundy NPXS. Is it FX? Is it NPXS? Is it what one is it? So NPXS, so just have a look at chart. And we'll look at, it's probably better looking at Ethereum actually. Think about it, yeah, 2 Satoshi, all-time low, NPXS, Ethereum, I'm looking coin market cap. 102 Gwei, all-time is still going down, it says all-time low. Could it be a good buy from here? I've kind of given up. I've said that loads of times. I've kind of given up on PundyX because I just cannot fathom it out at all. It's one of the very few ones, that and Dent, just can't fathom out at all. I'm wondering why the price is going down, so you better stay out of it. That's my thoughts on it. But 94 would be the baseline there because that's the closing prices there, and risk to reward ratio possibly quite good. Now risking 8%. What's your next level up? That's a good thing about PundyX. You've got, I'd say probably here, that's not good. That's to what, 0.78, but the next level up from there, possibly talking round about there. So if you put that up, that takes a risk to reward ratio of 3.33. So it could be good, but I just wouldn't go into PundyX at all again. And this was a big community coin as well. It's just not good at all. This is why we have to be more discerning and better research as well with regards to kind of projects. That's one thing I've learned in 2018. One over. Hello sir, finally joined a live. Thanks for the daily shout out. Briljan admins. I don't know where you're from. So good of you to join CYT-Crypto. Great to have you here. Omar, Boris or Rushdie, who's most trustworthy? Any thoughts on IOTA long term? I thought that was going to be huge. 2017, 2018. IOTA and BTC. Short term, it's a no at the moment. On the 4 hourly, volume is not up. We'll just go to, where are we? Where's my chart? I need to open up the other one. I just go to, oh, take a look at the Super Guppy as well. Not looked at the Super Guppy in a bit as well, to see if that's fallen Hopefully we're still green for the Super Guppy. Now, Super Guppy, we're still green, which is good, but we're in danger of turning red quite soon, which is not good. I thought this would be a prolonged period where we're going to go into this kind of green period of the Super Guppy for about 1100 days and then go up to get a good price on that, basically. Pull this down. 1100 days up to $192,000, but it's not worked out that way so far. Right, what's the other ones we're looking at? IOTA should be on this. I'm going to take off the Donchian channels and I'm going to put on maximized pain, MACD, I'm going to put on, and I'm going to put on the volume maximized pain. So the MACD, we've had a crossover at this level, around about this level, so it's saying it should be crossed over. We've got low LSI, which is quite good, 37% or 37. We could get further lower down. Volume is turning up very, very slightly, not that by that much, but it's very, very slightly turning up. So if we use that as a baseline for, that's BTC1, I do apologise, I'm talking mints, wasn't on IOTA. Right, so same kind of situation actually for IOTA. Yeah, so we can use that as a baseline, so we'll use this as a baseline for IOTA. We've crossed over on the MACD, we've got low RSI, we can go kind of way below that. We've seen kind of history goes down to about 1520 for the RSI for IOTA. But if we use that as a baseline, we've got crossover on the MACD, volume is starting to pick up. And we'll go here. Basically, you're going to risk 3%, 4%, risk 4% for it to get up to the next level. So you've got 2.82. So that's a good kind of risk to reward ratio, especially if you're only risking 4%. So basically, if you put $100 on that, and you've got potential loss of $40, but potential gain of $113, which I think is a good risk to reward ratio. Honest Crypto Johnny, thanks for another great live. Freedom. Freedom. Soon, hopefully soon, mate. VR, player, yes, player is the other one. Another gaming gem. Yeah, love kind of player as well. Kind of looked at that a couple of months ago. I think that could be a really good one as well, along with the business. It's under $1 million again. It wasn't before, but it's under $1 million again. Where did it get to? It was at 4.5. So these are the ones I think we should be looking at, and rather than the kind of large caps as well. Trading is different, but if you're looking for long term, put a couple of $100 into kind of these, or say if you can scrape together $500 and to put into kind of like projects like this. If you've done $500 a month, and for a year you've got 12 projects you're in. If one of them, if this kind of goes up 100x, it's not even at 100 million. So you see the potential kind of benefits. You've got $50,000 of 100x's, but you only need one of them to do that. And this is why it's good to look for these. It just takes a long, long time. I do understand that as well, because I'm doing it and I'm researching it as well. Okay, that's it for just now. I'm going to leave it there for the moment and wish you a kind of good day. It's Thursday tomorrow. We will be voting tomorrow, but I'll still be here doing a live. I am voting SNP. There's no, it's clear what I'll be doing tomorrow. I'm voting SNP, and hopefully SNP will get in by a large majority, in Scotland anyway at least, and they'll get a lot of kind of MPs in the House as well. So have a brilliant day, whatever you're doing, and I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, namaste. Take care. Bye now.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.